Recording. Here we go. We're starting our session today, people. It's called How to Promote Your Website. And it's something that every broker should be spending all their time on. Once you set up a website, once you got your listings working, the main thing now is to get traffic to your website. We're going to talk about a properly set up website, but then you need traffic to go to the website. Otherwise, why even have a website in the first place if you don't have any traffic or people to see the listings to call you? Then it's kind of a waste of time. So today's session is how to promote your website, search engine optimization, and we're going to get right into the meta tags and the keywords. So let's get underway. And we're going to start with social media. Social media is very important. You all have a sphere of influence. The sphere of influence could be people that were at the last wedding that you were at. Weddings can average from 100 to 700 people. That is a sphere of influence. And if you have a Facebook site and pictures of graduation of kids and maybe when you travel to your home country, and then you have pictures of these things and you share them with other family members, with other acquaintances, with friends. And when they visit your Facebook site, for instance, and they happen to see that you're in real estate and you have a fan page and you have a link to your website, they can visit your website. And if you've got an outstanding website with thousands of listings that are MLS, thousands of listings that are exclusive that other brokers don't have, residential, MLS and exclusive listings, commercial, residential and exclusive listings. 1 second, please. You can just tell them to go to webinars and click on number 2. You take this out. I'm going to try that. Hang on 1 second. Don't tell me I've lost them. Let me double check here. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. MK, are you there? Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so you can hear me now. So, MK, all the other people, were you able to hear me, or was I offline? Anyone else? Can you hear me? I know I've got you, Marcus.
I'm Anil Kumar.
Oh, okay, Anil, was I offline for about a minute or two there? Or were you hearing me talking the whole time? Hello, Anil?
No, I was offline.
I was offline?
Yeah, I was offline. Yep.
Not you. I'm talking about me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me now, but was I offline a little while ago?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so there was an issue. Thank you for calling the office. I think it was Marcus. Let me just try this. Okay, let's try it again. Can you hear me now, people? I'm sorry about that audio issue. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm getting a few yeses. Now you can actually unmute yourself and answer yes. If you're able to do that, just somebody unmute themselves and say yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, and by the way, people, if there's an issue where there's a delayed space and no audio, call our office. You can actually call the 416-214-4875 number and then let us know, because we wouldn't know, because I've got everyone muted. So here I am talking. Now I don't even know where I left off, but I'm going to maybe just quickly review. Hang on 1 second here. So we talked about the pledge. Did everyone hear the pledge? Can you maybe unmute yourself, MK and Neil and someone else? Did you hear the pledge?
No, we didn't hear.
Okay, all right.
No, I don't too.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the social media. Did I talk about that you all, when you go to a wedding, there's 100 to 700 people?
Yes.
Okay, those are a sphere of influence for you, and if you get them going to your Facebook site and learning about the family back and forth, maybe they're going to see that you're in real estate, and then they see that you have a website, and then they see that you have thousands of listings that are exclusive and MLS on your website, residential and commercial. And then they say, oh my God, look at all these buyers that you've got. All of these are widgets that we supply from ICI World. Next thing you know, they say, oh boy, you're very well connected. And so from a Facebook page to your fan page to your website, it can actually be bringing in traffic from all your sphere of influence. Okay, you can mute your phones again, and we'll continue on. All right. Now, make sure that you read the testimonials, people. Testimonials are really important. You'll find that a lot of times people will call you on one thing, you develop a relationship, and then business relationship, and go on and sell something else. Another lady the other day said she had somebody call her on a residential home. It was on one of our widgets. She found out it was sold, but she developed a great conversation with her. She says, I got a wonderful client, she told me, and she's busy off showing other homes. So deal with all kinds of information issues on the internet, develop good business relationships, and go from there. This is all cutting edge technology, and each of you is actually helpful and responsible to help this service move forward, because it serves you and your customers. And we've got people here
Gary,
yes.
You lost again connection.
Okay,
I think you have lost again connection.
Okay, how about right now? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay. Sound was
Okay, so in other words, if there's a little issue on the sound, okay, Nirvana, okay, I'm going to have you come back with my phone, please. Sorry, people. Okay, I'm going to just switch to another phone here. And I'm going to actually call in by phone. So it looks like the internet connection is not as solid as it could be. So I'm going to be back in a moment. Bear with me. I'll be right back. Okay, people, I should be coming back in now. Let's see if you can hear me. All right, I'll need an acknowledgement from someone again to continue on. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, I
That's,
can.
okay,
Yep.
is that
Yep.
clearer than what we had before? I say, is that clearer than what we had before?
Yep. Better.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So what's happened, people? We've got so many people have joined. We've got workshops going on in our office, and they're using the internet also with GoToMeeting software. And I think that with all the people in our office, it's using up the internet. We're going to have to get a T1 line in here or something to be able to do this. I'm calling in by phone now. That way there should not be an issue with the audio sound, hopefully. If there is, please report it. Thank you so much, people, for your gracious patience. All right, I was just getting to the point of talking about having Facebook and how it drives traffic to your fan page that can drive traffic to your website, and we call that inbound marketing. That's different from outbound marketing. Now, we do have a pledge on how to measure everything that we're doing today, all the time that you're taking, building websites and doing information technology. You can measure it, and how you measure it is with our pledge. And in fact, I'll even bring up the pledge right on the screen so people can see that we actually publish it right on the internet. I'm going to go to iciworld.com. And this is good to know, because if you don't know it, you might abandon the service. Some people have done that, unfortunately. And if they have, we'd like to talk to them to try to show them the error of their way to abandon the service. Because as an executive member, this is for every one of you, if you go longer than 90 days without doing business, either a deal or at the very least developing a business relationship with someone that you feel will lead to doing business with someday using these tools, you must call us and let us train you how to use these tools. And right away, when we analyze you, get you in a little half-hour workshop, we can see, oh, some of the links on your website are not working. Or maybe you haven't promoted your website. You don't even have your domain name on your business cards. Or the links are not working on your website. Or you don't have the widgets there. And then we look at your information, the 15 opportunities that you should have on ICI World. If you don't have them, maybe you don't understand the 3 questions. We'll go through those things and help you one-on Now, why promote your website with a passion? Well, it's because of all the industries that are on the internet. It is the real estate industry on the internet that provides the highest return on investment, because one lead doesn't make you $100 or $50 or $6 or something. It's thousands of dollars that you make by getting one lead off the internet. And so learning how to do this is very profitable and can make you a lot of money, because one lead can do that. Now, much like you have, if you saw somebody that had an office building at the corner of Yonge and Steeles, a $10 million office building, your website is like an office building on the internet where there's 5 billion people, and it's up to you to promote the website. Nobody else is going to be doing it for you. You have to learn how to do it, and that's where you spend the next year learning about this and then coming back and reviewing it. This is actually a one-day, full-day session to be taught in a classroom. I'm trying to cram it into 90 minutes, and tell you the truth, people, it is overwhelming. But in the essence of time, we have recorded previous and past sessions, and I'm going to show you where these recordings are. If we go immediately to iciworld.com, you're going to find, let's just make sure it comes up on the screen here. Maybe the internet's slowing. Okay, there we go. And you're going to see that there's something up here called the blog. I'm going to click on blog. And by the way, every single one of you should get into this course on June the 6th. You should write that down on a pad of paper. That is the Ultimate Real Estate Analysis course coming up June the 6th. It's at the Toronto Real Estate Board for those people in the Toronto area. And whether even if you're in Ontario, I would drive in 3 hours. I think it's $56. Get yourself registered. Everyone should learn about this, and it's great networking. Bring your haves and wants, bring your properties, put them on tables when you get there. Come an hour early, come at 12:30, and network with people there. It's all about networking. You'll learn about the old listings and how to use the new age field tool. The new age tool means you can search listings, 30, 60 days. But how to promote your website is one of the buttons here. You can click on this. So this has been published from last month. You can actually listen to last month's session. All you have to do is click on this, and then it'll start to play. And then you can make it full screen, learn how to do that, and then you can make it, just by clicking on it, you can stop it and start it. And that's the YouTube video. So we have recorded a lot of this stuff, and you can see more recordings and videos of all of these sessions by going to our YouTube channel as well. And so promoting with a passion should be exciting for you, because if you hand out your business card and give it to one person and they go to your website and see a listing and you go show it and you make some money, you're going to say, oh my God, this is wonderful. And that's what we want to get you feeling, that it's absolutely wonderful. Okay, let's go. Now, the website, however, has to be optimized, and I'm going to suggest that every one of you mark down numbers 1 to 6 on your page right now, underneath each other. Numbers 1 to 6. 1, 2, I'm writing it down, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these are part of the things that we learn when we travel to these world search engine conventions. I'm going to share those 6 items, and these 6 items literally cost $4,000 to learn. And the reason is that's how much it costs to go to one of these search engine conventions and go to classrooms every day from 7:30 in the morning till 7:30 at night. It was just one after another. We examined websites, how to make your website relevant to the people that are looking to buy real estate. And we're going to be talking about that. Now, links to listings is the key. And the key is, and I think everyone should have this, but I'm just going to review it very quickly, because what good is sending a website to your website if you don't have listings? And so what we're talking about are these kinds of listings here where you have these widgets on your website. These widgets on your website. If you do not see these widgets, people are not, why should they call you? But if they see them, these are like spark plugs for a car. Absolutely essential that you have these kind of properties on your website, and then when people click on any one of these listings, they can go down here and they can see your listings. What's neat about this happens to be exclusive, this one here. The next one is exclusive, exclusive. So when people know that you've got exclusive listings on your website, there's the first MLS listing right there, they're going to want to go to your website because they don't want to miss out on these exclusive listings. It could be the home of their dreams for the rest of their life for them and their family. And so you have a major advantage. So when you're talking to people, that is what you have to talk to them about. You don't just say, I got a beautiful website. People are busy. You've got to give them a reason to go to your website, and having exclusive listings is another way to kind of do it. And so without these widgets on your website, why should people go to your website? Secondly, if you only have the search MLS button that's on your website, and let's say somebody, I can't search it real easy, you have to put in price ranges and everything else to find these things here. 1, 2, 3. Hang on. 5, 1, 5, 1, 2, 3. And let's choose, I don't know, just detached homes and see if I can get something without. Okay, there we go. And so you're going to see that the addresses are appearing on these listings. The problem here, of course, is it possible somebody might drive by that address first, and if they happen to see the sign from the other broker on the property, they could end up calling the other broker. But that's the kind of thing we have to live with. Because there's a great choice of opportunity on MLS. It's still the best way to market real estate. If you can get an MLS listing on things, still the best way to do that. But in addition to that, there's exclusive listings as well. So is this possible reason why maybe you're not getting leads off your website? People are driving by the properties first. That is a possibility. So then you have other links that you can have, of course, such as this residential exclusive one here from ICI World, where if somebody happens to click on, let's say, Brampton or any other city for that matter, you'll see all of these listings here where people cannot click on them. They literally have no choice but to call you. They have to call you, and if they're trying to get information on this listing here, they come up here, see your information and phone numbers someplace. They have to call you. So make sure this is set up first before you spend any money, before you spend time promoting it. Get the widgets working so that it makes it absolutely inevitable that if somebody sees something, they have to call you. Some people don't have this working. They spend money, $300 a month for 3 months, $900 to $1,000, and they're wondering why they're not getting calls. Could it be they don't have the widgets working? Addresses are showing on their website. We have a way to kind of help and work with all of that good stuff. And other people say, well, I'm residential. Why do I need commercial? Well, you know, if people are interested in residential, they'll click on residential. But having a website on the internet, it could be anybody, even a person owning $1 million home. They might have a business, and they might be interested in maybe even investing in real estate. They might be investing in maybe a little $700,000 apartment building. They can go to your website and bingo, click on apartments, and they can find something in their price range. You'll see them here. I can go down further to if necessary. And then they might be interested in one of these properties all of a sudden, something that you never even expected. But because you gave it as a choice, you're like a department store. Department stores have all kinds of goods. Well, you should have all kinds of goods on your website, and these widgets will give you the maximum opportunities to trigger leads by having all of these widgets. So let's move on. So listings is the key. And you'll see that there somebody is asking a question. Let's see if I can come down here and see what the question is. No pictures. We'll explain that later to you, Marcus. Everyone else understands why there's no pictures. If you're working exclusive information and you have an open listing and you put a picture, people can figure out what it is, go around behind your back, sell the property, and you don't make a penny. So that's why there's no pictures. If you want the pictures, you can have them. There is a way to have pictures on ICI World, but you put them on your own website and you link to them from the listings. And we'll help you understand that as we go along, and that's a wonderful question, and I thank you for suggesting that very, very much. Always people ask the questions. It's a helpful opportunity for everyone to learn, and I really enjoy handling all of this for you. Now, when you log in, you must log in a minimum of once a month. Some people wonder why their website's not working good. They haven't logged in. What you find is there's handshakes from other brokers who are agreeing to allow their listings to be on your website. And if you don't agree or you don't see them and there's 50 brokers with listings or even 10, anybody that's visiting your website is not seeing those listings unless you agree to the handshake. No one else will do it, not your family members, nobody in the office, nobody at ICI World, nobody at Point 2. You are the only one that's got to log into the website, pay particular attention to your to-do list. Mark that down, to-do list. You must look after it. And if you're not looking after it, you're missing out. If you don't know how to look after your to-do list, you can call Point 2 at 866-977-1777, or you can call ICI World at 416-840-6227. When you put a listing on, make sure they have at least 5 photos when you do have photos. Otherwise, other brokers can block you from your listings appearing on their website. They want to make sure that when you come on the system, that you also are putting nice, lovely pictures of homes, because it makes their website look nice too when people can browse all these wonderful listings with color photos. And so you want to make sure you have at least 5 photos as well. In fact, some brokers will not approve you until you have a couple of listings and they can see what they look like. And then they say, okay, they're doing a good job, we'll allow your listings to go on their website. The other thing is you should program every one of your buyers for the wants. In other words, if you have a buyer looking for something, make sure you program the wants so people can see that. That will trigger leads off internet websites and trigger leads for you. The other thing a lot of people don't have working are their resources. The resources to help your customers. You should have a resource link on your website. This will bring traffic back to your website. Why is the question. Let's go and examine the reason why. Just for having a resource button. Oh, watch this. We're going to go right back to ICI World. We're going to go to Login. And on the left-hand side are all the choices for members. One of them is training videos. And I'm going to go down to number 14, and it says resource links. Up here it says resource links, that every website should have one. When somebody moves to your area, whether it's residential or commercial, it's helpful to provide information. And so I'm going to click on some of what these resource links can be. When somebody, right now in Canada or the United States, in Canada we happen to know that there's about 250 to 300,000 families moving into your area someplace. And when they move in, do they know where the gas company is or the hydro company? Do they know the city hall, the schools, the parks, the churches, the schools? All of these things can be very, very helpful to new people moving into your area. So you have to research these for your area. Simply go to Google and search the community in which you're located in. A good example of that, I'm going to show you one right now, is I'm going to go to Google. And I'm going to type in, let's say, Brampton. This works for Brampton, Miami, Pasadena, California, every area in the world if you spell it right. There we go. Okay, so Brampton, Ontario. Now I'm going to show you the fine points of linking. This is the city of Brampton. But when you get there, it says ice storm cleanup. That's enough to scare anybody away from moving into Brampton. I saw another one time. The West Nile virus has just arrived in Oakville. Well, by golly, that is enough to scare anybody from not moving to those places. But watch what happens if you search a little further. If I go to the business page, and if I move down here, you're going to see there's something that says Invest in Brampton. Every website has this, people. No matter what community you're in, someplace there's a website that helps to sell the community that you live in as one of the best places in the world in which to live. When you find that page, use this link. So instead of you having to build a $10,000 website to help to sell your location to the world, you can copy that link absolutely free and put it in the listings that you have. 90% of the brokers are missing the boat on the internet, in my opinion. What you're all doing, what everyone's doing, are throwing properties on the internet with no due regard to the location. Keep in mind, this is a global service. You are global realtors. And when you think globally, then you can put in, do people know about my community? And bingo, you can put all the links to the community right into the actual listing that you have, and people can say, oh my God, what a wonderful place. It looks safe. It looks secure. Look at the pretty flowers. And you've got police departments and churches, and everybody's conducting themselves in a happy manner, and that's what it's all about, just trying to have a happy life, raising a family. But in some parts of the world, that's terrible things going on, and so people are emigrating to other areas, and this helps to show them. When they get on the internet, everybody can see this. When they get on the internet, they can end up going to ICI World, seeing a listing, clicking on it, and then clicking on your website. It's another way. So getting listings onto ICI World trigger leads for your website. So those are some of the things that are going on here that people should not take for granted. All right, let's move back and continue. There we go. All righty. Now, without listings, we've just talked about listings. And without listings, it's like driving traffic to an empty store. It's like driving traffic to a parking lot. There's nothing there. You gotta have listings on your website, and you're driving them to a major shopping mall of information, and that's what's going to interest people for both MLS and exclusive. The concept of structuring to hide addresses, if you look at your website and addresses are showing, that could be a reason why you're not getting calls. Just like that, one little switch that's within a website showing addresses can be the difference of you making money, not making money. And I've seen it happen. The moment we do, the next people that go there, next thing you know, it can trigger a call. There's an example of some of the widgets. The widgets are not restricted to the 6 that we've talked about that we send you in an email. Some of these other people, other members have saying, Gary, could I have a waterfront button? I work waterfront properties. Could I have one? And the answer is yes. Another person says, you know, I work gas stations. Can I have a gas station button on my website? The answer is yes. So depending on your particular specialties, you can have specialty buttons on your website as links on your website that can end up triggering leads. Now, some of the reasons not getting leads, addresses, we've talked about that, no listings, and you're not cognizant of the fact that you need to promote your website. Just because you have a website doesn't mean that everybody's going to figure out where it is and get to it. You've got to promote it, structure it, and that's what we're doing here today. Get your handshakes going. Content is very important. The listings should also be framed within your website. And example of framing, I'm going to show that to you very quickly because some of you do not have framed pages. And I'm going to show you what framing is. We're going to go to For Members. And on this member, there's all a list of services for you people. For members, these are all your services. And make sure you know number 7, training, because there's a lot of good stuff there for you that you can see on your own time. We're trying to take everything that we duplicate with members, put it all into videos so that you can all just go easily on your own time, convenient to yourselves, and see it. And let's go to the hottest thing today, by the way, is having a mobile website. If you don't have a mobile website, you are missing out. It's here, it's now, it's working. There's more and more mobile devices on the planet Earth than there are people, and people are using their mobile device 5 times more than a computer. If you don't have a mobile site, let us show you a demonstration of one. They're $199 a year. All right, now I'm going to actually go to widgets here. Let's do that right there. And we're going to show you some sample widgets. And we're going to show you the sample of framing, which is another important little point here. And I'm going to use, I'll just use this one right here. And you're going to notice that when I highlight listings, if I highlight, let's say, I'll do the residential haves and wants, they come up within the website. In other words, you don't have to go to another page or you see the URL from ICI World. This is called framing. You want to make sure that all your properties are being framed properly. Okay, let's go back and continue. All right, now, it just so happens that we record a lot of these sessions, and there are training videos with all of this recorded. And this one here, video number 17 on domain names, if you haven't listened to it, you're sort of missing out. You got to listen to that domain name video. You should write it down. Domain names. We're recommending that each of you have 3 domain names. A simple one that people can remember you is that you would give out to your friends, your family, your colleagues, people that know you. You're at a wedding. If somebody says, oh, you're in real estate, oh, very good. You can let them know you got a website. And if it's yourname.com, it's very easy for them to remember because they know you. But that name won't get you more business off the internet, but it will get you more business from your sphere of influence because they can pass it on to other people and let them know they can go and subscribe to receive new listings from your website. Give them a reason to go to your store, your website store. Your website is like a store every bit as the same as Best Buy and Future Shop. When they advertise, they don't just say go to Future Shop. They're saying there's a special on for student computers that you can get for this much money at Best Buy or Future Shop. They're always advertising a product. You've got to advertise your products to your customers. Your products are the listings. Let them know what you've got. All right. Now, these YouTube videos, all how to promote your website. Now, I'm going to show this to you and show you what you can be doing on your own time. Watch this. I'm going to go to the top of this page. I'm going to go back to login. And on the left-hand side, we're going to go to training videos again. This time, I'm going to go to number 15, and you're going to see something that we have assembled here, starting right here. Last month, there it was, April 25th, March 21st, January, how to promote your website, mobilization of websites. And there is all of some of the past videos, and they all contain information, and they're all a little bit different, you know, so you can actually get through them on your own time. And you'll notice that there's also printouts here, too. That you can kind of see as well. There's a printout there. How do you market your website from point 2, for instance? Have a look at this, what they say. These are links that we're providing to you from other competent professional companies out there that's specializing in helping provide real estate websites. And you know, websites are useless if you don't get any calls from it or it doesn't provide any services. You might as well not even have one if you have no traffic. And so they are also, other companies are specializing in how to promote your website. So registering a domain name, you can get through all of these things. All of this information, keep in mind, we're charging a nominal fee for our service, but we have a wealth of information, and it's, if you need one-on-one service to support, it's anywhere from $40 to $80 an hour. But if you do it this way, where we simply supply you the same information we would talk to you about, but put them in a video, you can see them all free in your membership, and that's what we're trying to do. And you'll see an SEO guide here. You'll see search engine optimization from Google, for instance. There's a whole list of things that you can get, webmaster tools, and you can get into this. Now, if this is too complicated, that's okay. You can stay away from it if you don't want it. But it's good to understand that there are things going on. If you know there's things going on, you can hire people to kind of do this if you want to pay somebody for it. But I'm going to show you how to do some of these tools yourself and thereby save some money. And there's a whole bunch of other things. If you really want to get into advanced stuff, there it is as well, and how to build your traffic, content for your website, etc. So this is a comprehensive section. Section 5, how to promote your website. You can come in and review that over the next year on your own time. And I would set that as a goal to kind of review, you know, once a month, review what you can be doing to kind of promote your website. And all of these videos can be played on YouTube, and it can be played with basically any device that you have. And let me just pull this up a little bit better here. Thank you. There we go. And make sure, however, if you're going to listen to it on your iPhone, and by the way, if you have the Apple app from ICI World, or you have the Android app from ICI World, the videos are there. You can click on videos right on your handheld phone, and you can listen in. However, if you're using 3G or LTE, you're going to be charged. But if you're using Wi-Fi from home or from a restaurant or some other service, it's absolutely free. Be careful, all of you, to know the difference between Wi-Fi and 3G or LTE. You can ask other people. You can ask people at Best Buy, you know, in the Future Shop, what's the difference? Let them sort of explain to you. You can travel completely through Europe and be on Wi-Fi and be doing your regular email like you regularly do while you're traveling in the world, but make sure it's always on Wi-Fi. Otherwise, you have to buy a 3G card wherever you are, and then that costs money, but make sure you know the difference. Contacting customer care at point 2, that's another very important thing that you should do. There is a complete manual, and we're going to be showing you that manual in a moment. Now, there's also another link of resources. You know, this session that I'm doing to you now is crammed into 90 minutes, and there's no way that we can cover everything thoroughly. It's impossible. It has to be a 1 to 2 day seminar, $150, and then we have to get a room at a major hotel and have 100 people come in and then do a classroom environment and supply notebooks. Or we're doing it this way for now, which is cramming it all into this little section and laying it out. You can see this PowerPoint presentation. That's also available in section number 15. But one of them is the resources, real estate resources. If you've now got it all written down, I'm going to click on it and show you what's going on here. And you'll see that there's a whole bunch of resources here, starting with the PowerPoint presentation we're doing today. Reasons to work with a realtor. Why not put that onto your website? Reasons to work with a realtor. There's a resource for it. Real estate lead generation resources. Let's click on something like that and look at all the resources that you can have from other services on generating leads from your website. So in a sense, the session today is all-encompassing, but it's not coming directly from us. It's a resources that we have made available that you can come and research. Each of these articles, every single one, has the opportunity to trigger extra leads for you if you go in and learn it. So ours is a summary of where, opening up your mind, where there's resources to help you for the rest of your life learning how to promote the website. And this is what the most important thing I'm doing today is to let you know that there's a lot of good information out there on lead generation for you. And in that sense, it gives you a competitive advantage in the world for people that don't know this stuff. Okay, so let's back out of here. I'm going to actually close that page and go back to the presentation. There we go. All right. Now, domain name. Here we go. There's the top 6, people. There you go. You can start marking them down. The first one on your pad of paper, mark it down, is the domain name. You want to get the word real estate into your domain name. And if you do that, whatever city you're in, you have a chance of coming up in the search engines in a natural fashion. Now, the big cities, very difficult. Small cities, very likely. In fact, we want you. If you're in a smaller city, you can come up as one of the first people on the page just by having that name of your city and the word real estate in your domain name. Now, you can modify the domain name. We know that, let's take a city like Toronto, for instance, torontorealestate.com. You and I know that's already gone. Toronto Real Estate for you with the number 4, the letter U.com. It's already gone. Toronto Real Estate Info.com is already gone. Buy Toronto Real Estate. But I'm giving you the idea how you can modify a domain name by changing it one little item sometimes. In fact, sometimes you can put your own name, John Smith, TorontoRealEstate.com, and that name could be used to generate more leads if people search Toronto. Now, that's too long of a name to really put on your business cards, so you need a short name to put on your business cards. Now, the page title also is important. You want it to reflect what people are searching, and there are certain search engine analytic tools that can help you determine what words you optimize on your website. And you do that by using these search engine tools, which I'll show you how to get them in a moment. But there's the 6 item, people, that you want to mention. And this literally cost us $4,000 to learn, because that was key things. Finding what the meta tags and keywords are for your community and putting them in your domain name, on the page title, in the description, on the keywords. And the biggest one, number 5, Google has algorithms that are searching websites, and they give values to all kinds of things, all kinds of things. In the case of iWorld, we're coming up in the search engines because we were the first ones under ICIWorld.com. It was the first name registered on the internet for real estate in 1994. And I wasn't using that name for a long time. We were using ICIWorld.net. And then I bumped in some Google engineers. They were two senior people that worked at Google, and they told me when they heard of ICIWorld.com, they got excited about ICIWorld.com because it was on the internet the longest for real estate on the internet. How does that make money for you? Big time, people. When people search things on the internet, they find ICIWorld.com and you got a listing and they click on and call you, within 3 clicks and 30 seconds, they can be picking up the phone and calling each and every one of you, and you can be going to show a property, all because that name was registered such a long time ago. Now, let's talk about your website. If you have a website, someone else has a website, and let's say they're both equal, but you register your domain name for 10 years, but the other person only registers it for 1 year, bingo, you now have an advantage. There is another advantage. At GoDaddy, for instance, you can get it for 10 years for $99. But if you register for 1 year with GoDaddy, $9.99, next year is actually, and every year thereafter, is $13. So you will never get that $9.99. It's a one-time option to register a name for 10 years. Now, the first sentence on the page should be bolded. So if you're saying welcome, your expert or your major friend in real estate for properties in Burnaby, BC, or Mississauga, Ontario, whatever it is, the first sentence on the page, if it's bolded, that gives you more emphasis from Google to be found than if it was just normal text. Who would have ever thought Google would be searching a bold, what do you call the term, the term where you put bold around a name, I can't forget the term. If anybody can think of it, come online and tell me. But it makes your name bolded using HTML, and when you have those kind of things going on and your page is bolded for that sentence with the keywords in it, Google, that is comparing your website with other people, says, well, your website has it in the domain name, your website has it in the title. They're just trying to find a website that makes it relevant for what people search. And so if you're doing all this thing, you're making it easy for Google to pick up your web page. That is one of the bottom lines for our presentation today, is what you see on the screen, those 6 items. Now, when all is said and done, there's also linking that you got to do with other websites and vice versa, getting other major services to link to you. Having even ICI World, which is at the top of the search engines, linked to you is big help. But having other services linked to you, and I'll cover that in a minute. So linking back and forth. But there is a way for you, every single one of you, to come up within 48 hours in the search engines. And I'm about to give you $100 towards the pay-per-click. And the $100 essentially is the knowledge that you can ask Google for $100 free of paid per click advertising, and they will give it to you. So today's session, not only are you learning, but you can pick up $100 just by going to Google, learning about that, and asking them for $100 free. And then if you do some advertising and you generate a deal and make $15,000, wasn't this session valuable? You bet. Now, how do you get to the top within 48 hours? We're going to talk about that. There's some other link references, how to promote your website. We've covered that, how to market your website from point 2. That's all in section 15 in the training videos. I'm not going to go over that. What are ways to promote your website? Driving traffic to your website becomes important. We've already covered that, the value and the importance of having links on your website. And today I was helping a person with a website at 7 o'clock this morning, and they were saying, why do I need some of these other listings when they're not in my area? People, it's to trigger leads. If somebody calls on a property that's not in your area and they say, can you help me? You should be saying, yes, I certainly can help you. I will have someone phone you back.
and then you get a hold of the broker that's got that listing and say, I have a lead for you. Is a 25% referral fee okay with you? You all should be doing referrals. If you're not doing referrals, there's an issue. You call us. We'll have a look at it. So a keyword-rich domain name should be one of your 3 domain names. Yep, you heard me. 3 domain names we're recommending everybody have. One for giving out to personal people that you know so they don't have to write it down. It could be your first and last name.com. But you should have other names that have to do with what people are searching. And I'll show you how you can do that in a moment. And you can click on, and when you go to GoDaddy, and you can find out who's got the possession of certain names, and you can actually go there and check out domain names to see if they're available as well. GoDaddy.com, there's something called Who Is, and you can also try to locate names there as well. Now, isn't it funny that it can boil down to how your business cards? You know, we're coming into some good weather right now in North America, and the good weather, I'm going to suggest you get 1,000 business cards with your domain name on it. And then you go down to the business district. If, let's say you're at Bloor and Ossington Road. On Bloor Street, there's businesses opening up in the morning. Go into the businesses and say, I'm just introducing myself. I happen to work in this area, and I thought I'd say hello and see how you're doing and let you know I'm in real estate. We have, you know, thousands of buyers and sellers for businesses and for homes. Just wanted to let you know. And by the way, if you have an email address, I have a little newsletter I send out once a quarter with the new interest rates and stuff like that. And would you like to receive it? And I even have a fax that I send out once a quarter that sends out a list of some of the properties for sale in this area, letting you know some of the events that are going on, charitable events. So you make it into a newsletter. You can start with your business card, handing them out. And if you go hand out 200 or 300 business cards and just make that a policy to go out maybe an hour or 2 in the morning, go right to these stores that are opening up, bingo, you start talking with all these business owners. They all own homes. They all are buying and selling businesses. They're always in the market for investing in real estate. What a great way. You could be making great contacts just by handing out your business card, telling them what's on it. Oh, one more thing. You should be telling them about the new listings that are coming in daily. Your websites are automatic, people. There's 50 to 100 new listings a day coming in, and you don't have to do a thing except tell people about it. That is what brings people back to your website. You do not have a stagnant website. You have a dynamic website with new listings coming in by the minute, all day long, and you got to let people know about that. When you advertise in a newspaper, you're advertising one listing. Why not put something at the bottom of your listing, the one listing that you have, to let them know that you have thousands of ads on your website, MLS and exclusive. Advertise that fact to the public with your website address. Next thing you know, they'll check it out. Next thing you know, you're getting a call. You're going to spend $100, $200, $300 in a newspaper to add something. Why advertise just one home? Use that opportunity to add an extra line. Talk about your website and what's on it. We've talked about these. We've already summarized these. If you need to see the summary again, you let me know now because I'm moving on. If you need the summary of the big 5, actually, I'm changing that. That's going to be changed to the big 6 now. Hang on one second. Bingo. Now we've got it changed for next time. So there's the big 6. Make sure you've got them all written down, and I'm sure you do because we've already covered it. But if not, let me know and we'll cover that for you. Now, let's get you to the top of the search engine within 48 hours. How can this be that exciting? MK, can you come online, MK?
Yes,
MK?
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay. What community are you in?
I'm in Brampton.
All right, let's go use Brampton. So somebody might type in Brampton real estate someday. It could happen, right?
Yeah.
So people search. And you're going to notice that these are ads. You're going to see AD, 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 and over here you're going to see ads. These are ads that people are paying for,
Right.
and they're right at the top of the search engine. This one here is not being paid for. This is coming up in a natural fashion. These are all coming up. This one here is a natural fashion, natural fashion. These ones are paid. These ones are paid. And then if you keep going down, you're going to see these ones are coming up also in a natural fashion. You'll see some of the point 2 ones coming up here. Now, if you want your property come up here, you probably have to. You can try to optimize your website, and we're going to do that for Brampton here in a minute. But to get to the top of this search engine, you got to have a budget with Google. You got to open up an account with Google AdWords. Mark that down. Google AdWords. Everyone should open up an account. And on that account, they will help you understand pay-per-click. One example is having a budget of $300 or $50 a month or $100 a month. Let's say a budget of $100 a month. If you have $1 per click and you have a budget with Google, your ad will come up here, right there. It does not cost any money for your ad to appear. So your budget is still at $100 for the month. But if somebody clicks on this, they're going to use up $1. That means you have $99 left if somebody clicks on this ad. Now, if somebody clicks on this ad for $1, they go to your website, they end up calling you, and you end up selling a home, and you make $10,000, that was really worth it. Now, I have a question for everyone online. If it was $5 a click, and if you ended up, they go to your website, and you develop a good business relationship, and you ended up selling them a home and making $10,000, was it worth it? Obviously, the answer is yes. What if I ask you if it was $50 a click? If it was $50 a click and somebody clicked on this and you end up selling and making $10,000, was it worth it? Well, obviously, the answer is yes. So how do you evaluate how much to bid? Well, you want to try to bid as low as you can, but still get the traffic. The only way you're going to know that is by opening up a Google AdWords account and find out how much the average pay-per-click is to get to the top of this particular search engine. The only way you'll know is by logging in and having an account with them. They will supply you the tools, Google AdWords tools, suggestion tools for you to do that. Do that all with Google. Any questions on this? I do have somebody typing a question. If there's a time limit someone has to stay on your website, no. Oh, to be debited the $1. Okay, so the question is, if I have, let's say, an account for $100 and it's $1 a click, I'm going to suggest that you set a monthly budget of $100, for instance, or $300, whatever you want, especially in the beginning, because this might start to work fabulous for you, because every single one of you, I believe, has a wonderful website. If it's created by us, you've got the best website, the most powerful website on the planet Earth as far as I'm concerned, because you got all these listings. And you've got listings in a way that you have to get the calls. So if you get people going to your website, it's inevitable for you to get calls. That's how you're going to measure what you're doing with Google and with your website. So if you have a budget of $100 a month at the end of a month, if you find your budget is not getting used, maybe the $1 is not enough and you have to bid $1.25 or $1.50. But maybe these ads are only 75 cents. I don't know. Everybody's a little bit different. Every area is different. Downtown Toronto, some brokers are spending $1,000 a month, but they're making $300,000 to $400,000 a year. So they're spending a little more, and sometimes you get into $2, $3 a click. But for Brampton's, probably maybe 50 cents a click. I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know. But that's how that works. So pay-per-click can get you to the top of the search engine literally within 48 hours. And if you have a good website, you should be doing it now pay-per-click, because you have a chance to make a lot of money before lots of other people have a similar type website. You have a major competitive advantage to do it at this time. Now, let's move on. Okay, search Google, and there's, let me see, Google AdWords. Let's see if this comes up. Google AdWords, looking for new customers. Now they're saying save $75. We're ask them for 100. Okay, and maybe they're changing their policy. Let me know if you, and there's their number of people. You can mark it down. 1-800-862-4644. They'll explain how Google Ads works. All this good stuff. And you can ask them for $100. I just see this for the first time, $75 plus spend 25. So maybe I'm going to have to correct it. You want to get $75 worth of free advertising when you spend 25. Okay, so that's new for me to see. Let me know. That's that. Let's move on. Any questions on this? You can unmute yourself and ask questions. Otherwise, I'm going to move right on here. Go back. We're going to get into the website here in a minute. Okay. Another thing is, if you have more than one website, that's good. Home pages are like billboards. You can have more than one. If you're going to market a product to the city of Toronto, is it better to have one billboard or 5 billboards? Obviously, it's better to have 5. You can do the same thing with websites, and if they're working automatically on the internet generating leads for you, keeping in mind they're $199 a year, then why not? One lead. You could get one. For 10 years, it's $2,000. You get one lead, you can make $10,000. Every single member should have a website working for them. You know, otherwise you're missing out on the power of the internet. You want the internet at work, just thinking about it's not going to do it. You got to act on it. Education is knowledge if you act on it. Put your website in your signature files when you send out email to people, so people can always check it out if they want to. Economic development agencies, your local economic development agency could list your real estate company as a source of business in their community. You know, all these embassies of the world, they supply information about every country. And when people go to an embassy and they want to emigrate, they supply information from city websites, from provincial and state websites. So if you can be listing, get yourself listed in a city website, you might get somebody who's emigrating into this area. And you can get a free listing. Every one of these agencies has the ability to give you a free listing if you're a business in that community. Doing a fax multicast to those list of business people in your community. You know, people in a lot of cases don't read their email, but they read their faxes. So you could end up doing that, a little newsletter once a quarter. Get permission. If you go around talking to all the business people, get permission that you can send them a fax once a month and put something of interest that's going on there. By doing this, you're building a real estate practice, not just chasing the almighty deal. Newsletter. You can send out an email newsletter maybe once a month to people, letting them know about what's going on in the real estate business. Maybe putting links to articles, talking about mortgage rates. Joining organizations. If you're selling land, you should belong to a builders organization. Go in, have dinner with builders. You introduce yourself at the beginning and you let them know you got 700 pieces of development land, infill sites, land ready to go, land close to services, land 3 to 10 years away, investment development land, all that kind of stuff, condo sites. Boy, they'll get excited. They'll take your business card. They'll go check it out. They'll get their assistants to check them out as well. Next thing you know, you're getting a call to go show some land. Then you go show the land and you make a deal with them. If you build the houses, can I get the listings back on the houses? It can keep you busy for the rest of your life. We had another broker. he got a call on a hotel that he put up here, and it happened to be a major franchise. They ended up hiring him, and he's been working with them ever since, locating hotel sites throughout North America. They actually hired him right off our service. Joining other groups, networking your website to lawyers, accountants, doctors, mortgage brokers. Why not give a mortgage broker your website address to put on his website, and you can put his website on your website? Those are the kind of things you can be doing. Social media, it triggers leads incoming. LinkedIn, every single person should have LinkedIn. It's like your business card on the internet. Basically what it says is that you're a competent professional registered with real estate association locally, provincially, nationally, statewide, and people say, oh, he's competent, he's good, he works for a legitimate company with codes of ethics and all that stuff. They're more likely to want to deal with you when they know that stuff. Click in with all these things on Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn with ICI World. Let us work with you developing them, and let us learn, too, how to work with you as well. It's just great when you get it all working. Now, what I want to do is just kind of log into the website right now for MK. Don't try to trick search engines here either. And we're going to go in and we're going to do some of this finding keywords right now. And we're going to do a little bit of search engine optimization. Okay, let's continue on here. Okay, now, MK, you're there?
Yeah.
I'm going to switch the computer over to you here. Hang on one second. I got to move this around up here. Let me just cut that back there. Okay, here we go, MK. All right, I'm now going to make you the presenter. If you could show your screen, I'm waiting for it. Hang on a second here. So something's, come on now. It's chugging away here. And come on. There we go. MK, I was made the presenter. I am no longer the presenter. Okay, now, can everybody see MK's screen? Oh, wait a minute. Let me go back here. Try it again. Okay, people, we're bogging down here. Okay, there you go, MK. I need you to be logged in, MK. You got to go down to the bottom and log in, my friend.
Log in where?
Down at the bottom. Click on sign in.
No, I don't see that.
At the bottom of the screen. Move your mouse to the bottom of the screen. I'm going to ask another, let me see. Make sure you want to make that.
Can you like see my web page here?
Yes, I can see your web page.
Okay, then where I go to the login section here.
Now, what happened to, oh, there you are there. Hang on a second. There we go. I'm also going to ask you, I'm going to request keyboard and mouse control, if you could give me that, please.
Yeah.
And then stop moving your mouse once you've done it. Okay, now you're going to see me moving the mouse on your screen.
Yes.
Thank you. Do not touch the mouse unless I ask you. Now, down at the very bottom of your screen, you're going to see something down here called sign in.
Right.
Please sign in.
This is point 2, right?
Yep. We did recommend that you make it the same as the password on ICI World. Whether you did or not, I'm not sure. Easier to remember, and then I can help.
There you
Okay,
go.
good job. Good job, MK. Good job. Now, what is the first thing that you must do when you log into a website?
This one, to-do list.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you notice you can update your office information. You need to do that. You can add a listing. Very important, if you add a listing, other brokers will approve you and you'll have more listings on your site. But you notice that there's 12 other brokers who have agreed to allow their listings to be on your website. You have not approved them yet, but now is a good time to do it. Not
Right.
now, this second, but today you can do this on your own time. I want to move on because we have 8 minutes left in this session and we're done for the day. So I've saved sort of this to the last. I'm going to go immediately right up to websites here. And we're going to go to edit. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And you're going to notice that this is the home page. You can edit any one of these home pages here. You can edit any one of them. You can optimize each page. And if you want to have different names for different pages doing different things, you can do so. But this is the home page that we're going to be editing. And there's a little button here that says Page Settings. I'm going to click on that. This is where you do the optimization. Now I notice that nothing has been changed. I'm going to suggest that you must put the word Brampton in here. If you want to optimize this, you got to put the word Brampton in there. Greater Brampton and Toronto area homes, condos, and commercial real estate. If somebody searches Brampton commercial real estate, you've got Brampton in your domain name, or pardon me, in your page title. You've got commercial in your page title, and you've got real estate in your page title.
Mm-hmm.
All of this is important. Now, the reason I left Toronto there is because you want Toronto as well, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I did that. So you've got to type in, wherever you see Toronto, Brampton. Or you could say, maybe you could do it this other way. Maybe you could say Brampton and Greater Toronto Area Real Estate. I think that's probably a little bit better. Do you agree? I'll do it that way because really Toronto's known by Greater Toronto rather than the other way around. So there it is, Brampton and Greater Toronto Area Real Estate Homes and Condos. So if somebody searches Brampton condos, it's possible for your website to come up because you've got Brampton here and condos there.
Right.
Now, wherever you see the name Toronto, you've got to go down and put in Brampton.
Okay.
And so you can put Brampton and all that. You can do the same thing here, the media keyword. So this is the keyword. This is the description. This is the page title. And I'm going to let you come back and put all those words in here. You can do that on your own time, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to click on OK here. And so now, let's go up and we got to do one more thing. We're going to go to Edit Content on this web page. And you're going to notice that you've got your source for Toronto, Mississauga, Brampton, Milton real estate. So you've actually got Brampton already in here. And you know something? You should put all of these names in there. I would put all of those names
Okay.
into the meta tags and the keywords and the description.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, so that's how to do it. That's how to come up in a natural fashion and a little better. It's just there happens to be a lot of competition to do this kind of stuff. Let's go down to the bottom of this page. And that's that. Now, sometimes within a community, like in Meadowvale, in Mississauga, they have an area called Meadowvale. Meadowvale, maybe the competition in Meadowvale, it's not the same as the competition for Toronto. And if you work that local community, that little neighborhood within a city, you can even optimize those kinds of neighborhoods. Now, let's say there's only 200 hits or 200 searches going on or even 100 searches going on for Meadowvale real estate in Mississauga. You only need one or two of those people to end up calling you, and then you go show a home in Meadowvale and go make some money. So you don't have to go after the tens of thousands that are on Toronto. You can actually go after the smaller amounts that are zeroing in on certain neighborhoods. Do you understand? Any questions, people? I'm going to now open it up to questions for the next 4 minutes. I'll continue on doing some things, but I'll show you the value of this website right now. MK has a very good website because he's got these widgets all working on his website. All of these are widgets. He has commercial working. But here's the real reason. Watch this. I'm going to make this website smaller. And you're going to see over here, if I make the website smaller, bingo, you can see how the residential and commercial buttons appear in this little square up here. And if people click on that, all of this information comes up. Now there's a ferocious lion on your page there. What does that symbolize?
This is basically they just like keep on changing, so it's not like one is sitting there.
Oh, so in other words, this is a screensaver?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So you can see how all of the information comes up. So if this was a mobile device, if somebody happened to click on, let's say, GTA Homes and Condos on MK site, it can do this from any place in the world, from Asia, Europe, Caribbean, any place at all. Information is going to come up. Now you see it's chugging away up here, way up at the top. It gets busy, people, right about now, around 12 o'clock noon every day Eastern time, and that's because there's about 100 million people getting on the internet on the West Coast, right from San Diego up through California, San Francisco, and all the way up. So there's a lot of people getting on the internet right now, and it actually slows the internet down right about 9 o'clock our time sometimes. But you'll see how people can see beautiful homes coming up on your website, and this is the kind of thing that can help trigger leads for you, and that's what I wanted to show. Okay, so now we're going to, any questions on websites there, and then if you wanted to just see back to edit website, if you want to know where to edit these terms, you go to page settings, and you go in and put the names. Now, something happened here. We didn't save this.
Yeah.
What happened? I thought it was all in there. Didn't we have Brampton and Toronto area homes, condos, and everything else in there?
Yeah, it was there.
Oh, I'm on the residential page. That's why. Let me go back to the home page. I was wondering what happened. Okay, I'm going back to the home. Remember, you can optimize all the pages differently.
Wow.
I'm going to go back to page settings. That's what we were working on originally, the home page.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
I was wondering what happened. So you can even optimize the commercial page. If I click on commercial on your website, let's just see what comes up here. We're still on the home page. Things are slowing down a little bit here, people, and I don't want to get... Okay, now the question is also, a very good question, can I use a mobile solution even if I have a third-party website? Well, you're going to have to check with the third-party website to see if it's mobilized. If not, there is a way to mobilize it. That costs up to thousands of dollars, including $999 what we're quoting to mobilize an existing site that's not mobilized. However, if you get one of the websites from ICI World, it's $199 already mobilized. So that's the difference there. So you can end up having two websites. It's a very good solution. And then you can link the websites together and get them all working for you. And you can optimize them for different terms. But that's where you do the optimization, is right in the page settings. That's where you do it. Okay. You have two major levels of support here, one from ICI World and one from Point 2 as well. Okay, I'm going to switch the computer back to me. Here we go. And we're going to go right back to finishing off here. Hang on one second. And the Google search tool, there it was. It's in the PowerPoint presentation if you need to see it. Websites are like billboards. Set up a newsletter is the essence of what we're showing here. Something that can go out, once a quarter, once every 3 months to people, and keep it interesting. Related professionals, link with them. Social media, get them all working. You could do publicity. You could do advertising as well. You can study keywords with Google AdWords with those people. Don't try to trick the search engines, or you can end up getting blocked for different things. Finding keywords, you will have tools to do that. Linking to other sites, having them link to you. Start to keep an eye. Wherever you can get somebody else to link to you, do it. Reciprocal links, there's some examples there that are on the screen. And that's the video on domain names, approximately 22 minutes. Don't have to worry about bad designs. You've all got good designs now. There is, I think maybe these two screens I might even remove because you've got good things working. The bottom line is you should be generating leads every 90 days using all these tools. If not, make sure you give us a call, give us a chance to fix them. Okay, there's your $100. If you don't get the 100, please let me know. If I have to modify it to 75 because they changed, let me know. And there will be a survey comes to you. I think it's come to you by mail. If you don't mind answering it, I really appreciate your feedback on this particular session. And it would be very helpful for me always to get feedback in consideration of me providing this here today. At this time, I'm actually going to open up the line to questions for the next 3-4 minutes, depending on where the questions go. We are officially completed the session at the moment, and we're open for questions for a few more minutes. Everybody can unmute their phones as well right now. You can unmute your phones. Okay, we do have somebody typing in a question. Marcus, you're very welcome. And great having you aboard, and I appreciate you typing in all your questions. They were very good questions. I appreciate that. Anyone else have anything to say, comments? How did you find the session? I'd like to ask you all a question, one thing, and I'll go through this. What one thing do you feel you learned today online? What one thing do you feel you learned online today? And before you sign off, can you unmute your phone and tell me about it? When you unmute your phone, just give me your name first. What one thing do you feel you learned today that can be valuable for you, that you can use to help promote your website? Now, I don't know if it's working, but Angelo, are you there? Angelo? Okay, you might not have a microphone, Angelo. Maybe that's why I'm not hearing it. How about Anil? Anil, are you there? Anil Kumar. Can you unmute your phone, people? Unmute your phone is simply clicking on the green microphone at the top right corner of your screen. Now maybe we're having some audio issues here. Let's go audio issues. Okay, it looks like we might be having audio issues, so what I'm going to do is that'll be the end of our session there for today. Oh, we learn more about what do website, mobile website. Oh, great. Very good. Google AdWords, that was another thing. People are typing answers in. That's what's happening here. You're welcome to come online and talk to us. By the way, everyone should get themselves a USB headset and microphone. Even though we can talk through laptops and through other kinds of devices, a USB headset and microphone is the optimum way to go. It will allow you to talk almost with AT&T, Bell Canada quality type sound. And we won't hear things in the background as well. Yeah, it does take time to ramp up the learning curve, but you'll get up faster and quicker by having people that have gone through the school of hard knocks and learning from them. That's what today's session is about. All right, I'm about to return now to ICIWorld.com. Anybody that was in today's session, you're welcome to even click on the blog. And if you want to review what's gone on today, you'll see how to promote your website is right there. And plus, you can see other videos as well. Yes, I would make it a lifelong learning project, learning how to promote your website. And it'll get more traffic for you, and you can kind of go from there. We'll also see you in that. Make sure you register for the that June the 6th Trebinellis Real Estate Ultimate Analysis course. Everyone, even if you're residential, should take the CI 101 course from the CCIMs. It'll remove the mystery out of commercial real estate, and you'll be able to market real estate and add value to your relationships with people that want to buy real estate if you take the CI 101 course from the CCIMs. That's it for today. I'm going to sign off now, people. Have a great day, and we're always here for you. Just book a session if you need some help. Bye now. Thank you very much, people. People are typing in goodbye. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. Okay. Thank you so much, and you also have a great time. And you're very welcome to everyone that's saying thanks online. Thank you so much. I enjoy doing it. Invite us into your office, and we'll do a session for your whole office there. 90 minutes, powers of the internet, marketing on the internet. Have a great weekend, people. Great long weekend in Canada. Bye-bye now.